So you have to wonder, is Hot Toys completely rebooting the way that they offer up all of their action figures? Are the remnants of the old republic being swept away, baby? I have got freshly brewed Cantina coffee in hand for this week's episode of the Market Value Chart Show. So much craziness, excitement, and change. Let's see if I could go ahead and help us all put this together right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, and I will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. Again, thank you so much for your support. A reboot. The Market 2.0 reboot. It certainly appears to me that something like this is going on. Are there concentrated efforts out there to try and streamline, optimize selling collectibles, especially in this volatile global economy? I say yes. And the reason I do is because of things right now that we're seeing, data right now that we are collecting, trends right now that we can visually take notice of. Like this up on the screen. And wow. And I mean, it wasn't going for this price when it first was offered up. It wasn't going for this price when it was up on pre-order for so long. And it certainly wasn't going for this price when it first was officially announced. And this is I love this particular figure here. It really, really goes well. Exceptionally well in your 6 scale collection if that's all that you do. Now, I collect more than just 6 scale. I collect bigger pieces. But this goes very, very well, actually right with your 6 scale collection. And I have a video about this out. It's a crazy fracking unboxing. I offer those up for Cantina Insiders channel members. You could go ahead and actually watch this one, though, without being a member. It's a little bit of a preview, if you will. If you wanted to join the channel on how I do my unboxings, you could check it out at 6scalecantina.com with a direct link. Anyway, $81. Why? Because there's not a whole lot of new collectors in this hobby right now because of the prices, actually the prices any hobby costs. I mean, even if you're talking about Black Series, even if you're talking about things that are just $10, when you have eggs for a lot of people, including myself, that are over $4 a dozen, you have gasoline prices the way that they are, and we're getting, hopefully, some of us getting raises at work. And you know, but it's not on the same level as inflation. It's like trying to catch up. It's like the Wild Coyote trying to catch up to the Roadrunner. And even if you catch up to the Roadrunner's going to come back and look at the Wild Coyote and be like, okay, you finally caught me. Now that you have, what you going to do about it? And looking down, and the Wild Coyote being like, wow, the Roadrunner was a lot bigger than I thought. It looked smaller in the distance. Wow, this economy is a lot worse than what I thought. I thought I would be able to have more money, more expendable income. What do I do? And is it possible that that is, in many cases, what is going on right now? And I say, yes. Look, this is a hot toy. A ton of bids, a lot of interest, not a whole lot of money, and still at $81, an outstanding seller. I mean, this seller has over 23,000 feedback, and there's only 8 hours left. Only 8 hours left. And I could show you a Grogu that previously sold. And this is another outstanding seller, Hawk Wars Toys, now up to 1,400, and 84, only 16 away from 1,500. All 100% positive feedback. And a lot of you know, I buy from Sideshow, I buy from others, but I buy from Ray a lot. I highly recommend Hawk Wars Toys here. But look, this actually sold for just $83, back just at the end of February here. At the end of February. Not including the $25.29 in shipping, not including taxes, but wow. Well under the advertised retail price. Why? Lack of interest? I say no. Lack of funds? I say yes. Because the juice was already squeezed. And I understand the Mandalorian, and we got the Mandalorian Season 3 ongoing right now. I do believe it's going to actually surpass the Mandalorian Season 2. I believe it's going to set up so much content for Disney+. However, being able to buy and subscribe to the Disney+ streaming service is a far cry from buying collectibles, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and if you want to buy a lot, thousands and thousands of dollars, and if you really want to buy a lot, tens of thousands of dollars. The way the economy is right now, I just don't see that kind of expendable income for an overabundance of people at this moment, of potential collectors at this time. Does that mean that the time won't come? Wrong. It will come. Star Wars is hot. Marvel is hot. All the IPs that Hot Toys dives into, quite frankly, are very, very hot. And while some could afford to go see the movie, and while some fans can go ahead and afford to watch the streaming service, it's not real. It's not a climate right now that really fosters, spending so much money at this moment. The ones that have it to spend, you squeeze the juice. While it gets offered up, it gets first announced, it goes on pre-order. The juice gets squeezed more while it goes ahead and is up on pre-order for months and months and months. And then once it gets a low stock warning, which is what we've been seeing lately with a lot of these pre-orders, it gets squeezed more and starts moving up the best-selling list, best-selling wise. And then once it goes on waitlist, people join the waitlist if it's open. And that's about all the juice you got. To keep it in stock for people that were like, hey, I think I'm going to pass on that, or it's not that important to me right now. You got to remember, eggs are also important to them, or some type of food is. Some type of essential. Some type of, important thing in their life, vital thing that they have to pay for, may come to the front end of what they need to do, of their top priority list, than a collectible at this time. That doesn't mean forever, but I think that is in large part what we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to some more. while we're looking through all of this and pulling this up onto the screen. I mean, here is, with just 8 hours left and a ton of bids. And this will sell and probably somewhere. And again, this seller again, $142 for Echo. It's not exactly gangbusters. It's not exactly the hottest thing on earth that this isn't already near the retail price. Why? Because there's just not enough money to go around. And what's happening with all these bids are people are trying to find a deal. Are they trying to find a deal because they really don't want this figure? I say no. Are they trying to find a deal because they only have a certain amount of money and they're trying to get it as cheap as possible so that they can collect and also survive with essentials and with what they need? I say yes. Absolutely yes. Here's a Coruscant guard. And this should be very, very telling with one bid and another outstanding seller. 904 feedback, but all 100% positive. $190. This is waitlisted. This isn't available. One bid. Only $14 in shipping. Why aren't a lot of people jumping on the Coruscant guard? It's waitlisted. It's not available. I want you to think about that. Why aren't more people jumping on this? It's available. It's new. It's an outstanding seller, a trusted seller. It's low shipping. Why isn't this getting more? And you have to wonder, is it because all the juice was squeezed months earlier? There aren't a whole lot of new collectors right now going, ooh, that's on waitlist. Let me jump in right now. It's not. It's not there, folks. It's not. And what I'm trying to show you here in a nutshell is the days of looking forward to the bargain bin are over. If you have an opportunity right now with bargain bin figures and figures that are in stock at official retailers, should you buy? I say yes. Why? Because more collectors will come in when the economy heals. Not just hundreds, but thousands upon thousands. You don't think that 2-pack Boba Fett in the years to come will be a grail? Or Boba Fett and the Throne? Or that Clone Wars Ahsoka? Or that aforementioned Echo? Or Hunter? It absolutely, in my view, will. Unless Star Wars takes a nosedive and many other things happen and the economy does not ever heal. It's a rare opportunity. Because what you're seeing right now with the figures that are up on pre-order, like, and we're going to get into it, that DX20 Ahsoka, you're not going to find the DX20 Ahsoka available for what I've been showing you on the screen. Why? Because there's not going to be any extra juice for it. You're not going to find the R2-D2 from Attack of the Clones up at this price. Why? Because there's not going to be any juice left for it. You're not going to find C-3PO, the die-cast C-3PO, the Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett, the KX Enforcer droid, Reva, the Grand Inquisitor, the DX-28, that is almost all sold out. You're not going to find them with these type of things. And look, we could try to spin this anyway. I hear, but it's just a trooper, it's not a main character. But I thought that we troop build troopers. We keep trying to think of excuses and reasons why this is happening. There's only one reason why it's happening. The economy. And it's very, very real. And it's not open for debate. It's rough for a lot of people. Death Watch. Hawk Wars toys again. And again, extremely trusted seller. $91 with 2 days left. It's just at $91. Where's the major hype for this figure? And we got the Mandalorian on right now. Right now. Because most people who already wanted this figure have already bought this figure at this point. And in an economy that's hard and you only have so much money to go around, you're going to buy it on either something that you want or you're not going to buy anything at all because, again, of the price of eggs and the price of gas and so on and so forth. Let's go to another one. Here's an artillery trooper. 0 bids. Auction ended. Not even an opportunity to buy it. $165. That's a pretty low starting price. That's way under retail. A great seller. $13.61 feedback. All 100% positive. Where's the interest? Where's the juice? Again, troop building, right? Where's the interest? Oh, wait, they relisted it. Oh, they must have bid it on here. Let's pull it up. Right? Because it's such a great seller. And still no sign of Captain Solo and Commander Skywalker. Still no sign of a bid. What's going on? What is going on? The chances of this successfully selling for above the retail price is approximately 7,320 to 1. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Let us go to the Mandalorian, the man, the myth, the legend, with the hype of the Mandalorian Season 3, with another outstanding seller. 787 feedback. All 100% positive. Not one bid. This is the deluxe version. You know, the one that goes for $315. Wait, Aries relisted. Okay, that's closer. That's in the middle of the season now, right? Let's go. Let's see. Ended. On March 3rd, I think the Mandalorian started March 1st. 224, no bids. Certainly, there must be a bid now. Looks like it's relisted again. Let's go right to it. And still no sign of Captain Solo and Commander Skywalker. The chances of this successfully selling at retail price is approximately 8,220 to 1. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Let's go to more popular characters. And this is what's been going on during these times. So back in February, here's a brand new 2-pack Boba Fett. An outstanding seller. All 100 positive feedback. 1233 all positive feedback. Not bad with the 2-pack. You know, say what you want. $40 in shipping, just about. $223.50. Are a lot of people going to want this in the future that came on in saying, oh, wow, they're looking back at the Mandalorian, the economy's better? You betcha. There's going to be a lot more collectors in here. But it's not selling right at the moment of where it needs to. I don't care who the character is. It's very, very telling, isn't it? here's a boost for you. This only sold somewhat under the retail price. Back a couple days after the Mandalorian debut. What was this, on Friday, March 3rd? $200. All right. For a brand new mint in box Clone Wars Ahsoka. That's great. That's great. $200. Still not, what does this go for? $265? And I firmly believe that the new Ahsoka is going to just catapult this. For number one, for sure. Number two, with the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars, this is just going to highly be sought after. And unlike the 2-pack Boba Fett, and unlike the Lando, and unlike the Tusken Raider, maybe quicker than those figures get up into the secondary market once this does waitlist. But still, even with Ahsoka, with a figure that broke the internet, shattered the internet, wouldn't go over $200. 473 feedback. All 100% positive. So, I just showed you a bunch of data. And now you're back on the screen. You see the banner for this show. The Market 2.0 reboot. Pre-orders only? That's the question. A lot of people have been asking throughout the community, is this for real? And that's what it says. So I can only imagine that it's for real because that's exactly what it says. Does that mean that this won't be offered up again in 6 months or a year or in 2 years? Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that at all. Does it mean that a bunch of batches were made and they're only releasing certain batches right now and they're going to release batches in increments? Sure, it could mean that. That's been done before in other collectibles and other things, actually, that you buy. Why couldn't it happen here? The thing is nobody really knows. The one thing that is fact, though, is this says a low stock warning. And I really feel it says a low stock warning because of what I have been showing you on the screen. Because what the facts are about the global economy currently. Because I just don't see thousands of collectors jumping into this hobby or in any hobby where you have to pay some significant cash with expendable income for right now during these hard times. Again, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. Will it happen in the future? And particularly with this hobby, I say yes. Will it actually be thousands that'll be coming in getting Hot Toys and other collectibles like this? Yes and yes. Yes. Is it happening right now? No. Why? Because of the cost for necessities and essentials right now. Under that view. And look, I know you're going to, Aries, what are you saying that this can be, offered again in 6 months or a year? What? Well, they put out the Attack of the Clones Yoda. It was a straight up reissue. Why couldn't they do this again? Especially if thousands of collectors jump into the hobby. It can absolutely happen. And matter of fact, I think it's going to happen with a great many number of these, more so than before. And I understand you could look at the history of Hot Toys, for instance, say, yeah, well, they've only done that with really Han and Chewie and with Yoda and only a few figures throughout all their IPs. It's not the norm, right? But we weren't dealing with COVID back in those times. That wasn't the norm. We weren't dealing with this type of economy back in those times. That's not the norm. That's where history changes. That's where things change. Everybody used to drive to work. Everybody used to go ahead and rent offices. And now everything's starting to be reevaluated in all industries. Why? Because change created change. And is it possible that things are changing in the collecting community with all collectibles. And in some way and in some fashion, I say yes. Historically, that's always going to happen. And there's nothing you or I are going to do about it. As a matter of fact, if we don't adapt, if we don't make changes, if we don't go ahead and meet the current times, it's hard to move forward for the many years to come. It's hard to grow in some cases. And in many cases, you can go ahead and actually wind up becoming stronger, bigger, more elaborate, more gigantic than ever before. Because you went ahead and made the adaptations necessary with the new times. You got to read the sign of the times, and you have to adapt to the sign of the times. And I think that that's exactly what's going on right here. If this is for real, what we're looking at on the screen, are you going to see this figure? This figure right here that I have up. Are you going to see it for this price? I say no. Why? Because it'll be gone. It wouldn't be in stock. While all the juice is being squeezed out of that, there's not going to be so much left over where there's just nothing. At the very least, will it go like the chrome-plated Chrome Trooper? I say yes. Could it go like the arena suit Boba Fett? Well, this is Ahsoka and it is a DX. I say yes. Could it go higher than that one? Sure, I say yes. Could it go lower, somewhere in the middle? Sure. It all depends. You could look at Krennic in the secondary market. You could look at Jyn Erso. You could go ahead and look at Dooku. You can look at this one. You can look at that one. You can try to make any assumption. You can kind of rank the characters, rank the popularity, rank there's whatever you want to go ahead and do. Is it going to do this? No. Is it possible then? Is it possible then that this is what you're seeing here, an antidote, a 2.0, to be able to adjust to the times, to be able to adjust to the trends? You can go ahead and answer that question yourself. And even when you pull up the non-deluxe version, low stock warning. There it is, nice and big for you. Low stock warning. And quite frankly, absolutely unprecedented. And a welcome change in my view. And while I think all of these figures have collectability, especially for the future, a lot of them right now, with the data I've been showing you, don't have instant collectability. As a matter of fact, if you're going to try and sell out of them, it's a little bit hard right now. At this very moment. You go ahead and buy this right now, and you change your mind on it, you may not only get your retail price back, you may make some big bucks. Just like if you were trying to sell that arena suit Boba Fett. Just saying. Same thing with this. Join the waitlist. 20th anniversary, and that packaging looks absolutely stellar. Absolutely sexy. Absolutely sleek. I love when they do these vintage retro packaging. And why do they do it so much for Star Wars? You're going to be seeing some upcoming content on exactly why Hot Toys is doing that. Are they trying to attract toy collectors? Are they trying to attract toy collectors like me was one of the big reasons they actually got me to bite and get into this, because of their advertisement of their vintage color Boba Fett and their Darth Vader. I say yes. Get ready for a bunch of upcoming episodes where I do a deep dive into the psychology and the marketing behind a lot of what you see for Star Wars and what they're trying to accomplish and where the future is going. Because in case you didn't know, I do have some thoughts. This is a mega grail. Mega grail. And it doesn't matter to me about, but this, the character, the story was controversial. Ray and Dio was controversial too. Everything has something. You know where Ray and Dio is, and that's going to be a future grail. This is a future grail in the making. And this is a character that I believe Star Wars and Disney Plus is not done with, and I actually hope that they're not. Yeah, Reva Grand Inquisitor. I mean, when you look at these, when you look at those, when you look at those, do you think you're going to be dealing, with what I've been showing you? I mean, no, you're not going to be dealing with this. I believe the bargain bin is something that's out there right now and will soon be extinct. Even when it comes to the sequel figures. Even when it comes to the sequel figures. You like sequel figures, you want to go ahead and get sequel figures, I suggest go ahead and jump in on them. They're starting to rise. Kylo Ren, just from The Last Jedi on the way up, and just from the middle of February, and look at the ton of bids on this particular figure. Low supply, high demand, $285. Wow. This is really coming up in the world, not including the 16 in shipping. A great seller. Almost 1,000 feedback. All 100% positive. Here's Finn, the Stormtrooper. Man, I love John Boyega in all three of these. $351.99. $352, not including the modest and nice $8.65 in shipping. Not including taxes. A great seller. Almost 43,000 feedback. All 100% positive. Is this the time to buy? If you have the money for it and it's something you really want with the bargain bin? I don't think you're going to get it again. I think it's coming to an end. I think it's coming to an end because of the Great Market 2.0 reboot. Is it pre-orders only? I really believe that there's a great chance that there is. Nobody really knows. It certainly wouldn't shock me if it wasn't and they just sit in stock like the way they've been. I've been telling you that could happen. I've been telling you every show, basically, it could just all get in stock and sit in there. IG-11 did, right? Who can deny it, right? Did. It could happen with every single one. You heard it right here at 6KL Cantina. Why am I thinking that there's a good chance, or a possibility anyway, that it's not? Because of what I'm showing you. Because the things that I've been showing you trend-wise weren't happening back at the times of IG-11. There wasn't an issue moving figures back at the times of IG-11. The economy wasn't the way it was, where it is right now, back at the times of IG-11. So is it possible that when you look at the trend of IG-11, that you also have to look at the culture historically and at the times of the world when you try and relate it to today? And I would think yes. Does that mean that it won't happen? No. The times, the trends, the economy may mean absolutely zero. And it's all going to be the way it's going to be. It's true. Like Kurt Angle would say, almost. It's darn true. Pause for coffee. Do I think you need to pre-order? If it's a figure you really want, I do. No matter where you pre-order from, I really do. Do I think you should just pass on the items that are in stock on these online stores and different things? No. If you really want them, especially right now with there's deals and you got the money, I'd go. Because I just don't think the deals are going to be as abundant, as plentiful, as vast as what you're seeing at all. And I don't believe it's going to go back to the old ways, because the old ways have been swept away, because it's like an undiscovered country, a dawning of a new era, an opportunity to take a great business and make it even greater. And I believe that that is exactly what you're seeing. What about other figures like Ahsoka? Is Ahsoka the anomaly? Are they only doing it with Ahsoka? Is there something wrong with Ahsoka? Is there something wrong with the popularity of Ahsoka in the Star Wars universe? Is she less popular than Quill? Is she less popular than the Stormtrooper Commander? Did something happen over the last year that she's less popular than a Tusken Raider? What's going on with this Ahsoka? Is it really an anomaly? No. Are these Lukes on this banner immune? I don't think so. Is Koska immune? I don't think so. Is Fennec immune? Wait, the Boba Fett in the throne. Is she immune? No. No, now that the door has been opened, that a 2021 officially announced figure that's on pre-order is actually getting a low stock warning, you can't discount the Mando Luke anyway. The DX25 one on the battery here is from 2022. We'll get to that in a second. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Let's go to everything best-selling wise. Star Wars. Just go to Star Wars. Best-selling. Best-selling. Remember, the Mandalorian's hot. Star Wars is hot. Hot. Everything Star Wars is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Just like that song, Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot. It's very hot. Unfortunately, a lot of people's wallets and pocketbooks still aren't hot, though. Just remember what I said earlier, a little bit more feasible and easier to pay Disney Plus or a movie fee than some collectibles. Just saying. Look at the first row. Well, is it possible whoever was going to get that Ahsoka is getting it now? Darn Skippy. I don't see Luke, though. Do you see Luke in the first row? No. Let's look at the second row. I don't see Luke. See more Mando. I see Mando. I see Django. I see the other Ahsoka. Let's go to the next row. Do we see Luke? And still no sign of Captain Solo or Commander Skywalker. Let's go to the next line. Let's see if we see Luke. I mean, this is best-selling wise. And still no sign of Captain Solo. Where's my Return of the Jedi Solo, Howard Chan? Mr. Chan. Please, baby. Don't see Luke. Where's Luke? There's Luke. Right next to the Armorer. We see how she's selling. And a few back from the Stormtrooper Commander. We see how that's selling in the secondary market. Wow, he's all the way down here. And you have to wonder, has most of the juice been squeezed, ladies and gentlemen? Has it been squeezed? Sure as heck was on that armor. The Stormtrooper Commander. The 2-pack Boba Fett. A lot of other figures. So is it possible that a low stock warning could occur, could creep up in the middle of the night on the Mandalorian Luke, the Season 2 Mandalorian Luke, just like the Season 2 Ahsoka Tano? And that's a DX, and this is a DX? And I say we're going to have to keep an eye on it. But it is a legitimate watch out. Where's the other Luke? I don't know. Below the 2-pack, though, that I showed you an auction of what that went for. That's where he is. That's 2-pack. Okay, let's go down. Still no sign of Captain Solo or Commander Skywalker. Okay. There's Bo-Katan. I think she'd be higher right now with the Mandalorian. But, again, a lot of people who wanted her have gotten Bo-Katan. And a lot of people that do want her just don't have the money right now, A. B, just not thousands of collectors coming in. Again, not because they don't want to. Well, believe me, they're going to dive in here. You saw how many dived in during COVID. And when the economy starts healing, there'll be a lot more diving in. Still no sign. Where is Luke? Wow. There's a quarter scale Grogu. There's the Dark Trooper. Where is Luke, baby? Where is he, guys? Oh, there are the Lukes. It's Luke. It's always going to sell. Well, I don't care if it's Luke, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, Reva, whatever you want to say. I'm showing you the data in the secondary market. I am showing you some data here. And if we need to believe that the Mando Luke or this particular Luke has no chance, just like Vince McMahon's song, no chance, that's what you got of this getting a low stock warning, you may want to consider thinking again. Think about it. Just think about it. It's absolutely crazy and insane. And if you want to join my channel, little plug here real quick. First of all, I appreciate your support if you do decide to join the channel. But this show is going to be coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow when? Tomorrow, Monday the 6th, for Cantina Insiders. Go ahead and join. You see it there, pre-order now, secretly sold out. What do I mean by that? What do I mean secretly sold out? You're absolutely not going to want to miss this episode for Cantina Insiders and Insiders Extra. When it comes to these figures, when it comes to Koska, when it comes to Cad Bane, Cobb Vanth, Padme, Mace Windu, are these secretly sold out? And what I mean by that is it already done? Is it pre-order or done? Secretly, if you're planning on buying this when it gets in stock, are you SOL? You're not going to want to miss my expanded thoughts and heightened analysis of what is going on here. I highly recommend joining. It's cheaper than a dozen eggs, and I do appreciate your support. You can go right to 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. All the latest news on everything 6 scale, Star Wars coming soon. Not just Hot Toys, but anything 6 scale toys, toys related, Star Wars. All your Hot Toys news, all your market value for everything Star Wars, Hot Toys. Soon everything Star Wars 6 scale and above. Toys. But you can go to this little yellow section here. And there's that quarter scale Grogu unboxing I was telling you about. Everybody can watch this. Any of you watch this right now, click on that. It's a preview. It's a whole show of what you get as an insider. And I do crazy up close pictures and split screen stuff. And you get to see my reaction and the way that I do things. And if you enjoy playing with action figures like you did when you were a kid, you may enjoy these. And if you go to this little yellow bar here, you see a lot. I'm trying to blow it up just a little bit. A lot of different episodes. Like you can see here, Darth Vader. I'm telling you why that one's coming. A second Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan series. I think we're going to get actually 2 from there. You see a lot of cool stuff on here. I go over my pleather cracking and collection climate tips, which is absolutely a fantastic video. Production numbers. Do I have thoughts on that? Do I have more than just that one video? I sure do. Do I got more coming out? I sure as heck do. Again, just click on anything here to get some previews, and then just go to the channel, click on that join button, see everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from it, you just may want to consider joining. And again, thank you for the support. While we're here, let's go ahead and dance to the biggest mover section real quick. What's going on this week? Well, Jyn Erso Imperial Disguise skyrocketing. Dark Side Anakin going up. Arita Suit Boba Fett. Again, low supply, high demand. There you go. R2-D2 OT, even though trending down, it's actually leveling off a little bit, and it's looking like it's going to be in the low 400s, not the high 400s, but still kind of high. And actually, when you see the heavy infantry Mandalorian, it did take a little bit of a bump. I know a lot of you ask or wonder my thoughts on Paz Vizsla being officially announced again. That 2.0. Well, it didn't affect this as much as I thought. This is still going in the 300s, the low 300s, but still going. And is it possible that it's because of the popularity of the Mando right now and people want this figure right now? Yes, I think that's a big part of it. Is it also because it's a little bit different and that new one coming out is not exactly the same, although it is pretty close? I think that's partly of it too. Whenever it's a little bit different, that doesn't necessarily mean that the old one's going to take a tank. So, the Jawa and Gonk Droid going up. Look at that. Finn Stormtrooper going up. Vader 40th going up. Kylo Ren, The Last Jedi going up. Leia and Wicket going up as well. And, yeah, I mean, you can, pulling up Leia and Wicket, for instance, even in this economy, $561.84, not including the $16 in shipping. Great seller. 503 feedback, all 100% positive. Remember when this was sitting? Should you buy? Remember when this was sitting. Just saying. R2 not selling as high as he was and came down a little bit, but not like some of those figures that are still available in stock in some places. But obviously, the new Attack of the Clone Ones is going to dip into this a little bit. But that one's already gone. And actually, I think this one possibly could still be more sought after than that one because it's OT. That one has special OT type packaging, though, even though it's a prequel figure, it's still OT packaging. Again, I got some crazy videos going up to go over the methodology of the marketing behind all of that stuff, which really can't wait to share my thoughts with you on. But still pretty healthy here. $405, not including 25 in shipping, even though it's new. Pretty hefty price. Went down, but not going down like you think. On stuff like that. And yeah, I mean Jyn Erso, I mean, gosh, I mean you could here's a couple that just sold, for instance, and two sold just very recently, $550. And a great seller, all 100% feedback and free shipping. And used. And this was the disguise version. It's an exclusive. I have this version. It's awesome. I don't think that this one's ever going to come out again. I think that we will get another Jyn. I think if they were to reissue anything, it would be more the regular one, but certainly not this one in my view. This is a grail already. I firmly believe that this Jyn Erso disguise is a grail, and certainly one of my most favorite figures in my collection, for sure. And again, just pulling up this heavy Mando, not bad, even from March 4th, $305. Again, not a whole lot of feedback, but 100% positive. Is it possible if this seller had even more feedback that there would be even more comfort and it could have went a little higher? Possibly. Again, not everyone knows that this is up, and this is actually Thursday. That heavy Mando was Monday that last week. Anyone buying these knows that that's available. Again, where do I think that this figure can go? I think it's going to hold its own. I really do. This is a unique version that you will never, ever see again. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And don't forget to subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. Much appreciated. Don't forget tomorrow, 6 Scale Raw, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. I'll have a full panel in the house. We're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. And who knows? If there is a announcement tonight, we'll certainly be talking about it, no matter what hot toy announcement it is. And we'll certainly be talking about a lot. Don't forget 6 Scale Raw tomorrow. Don't forget Drunk on Coffee later this week. You know the drill. And don't forget I got a bunch of shows coming up for insiders. And those of you that are insiders, thank you so much for your support. And those of you that are considering it, you got a lot of great content already up, and you got a lot of great content that is forthcoming, much like this show, which will be up tomorrow. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.